Hello. So something that I have been practicing recently, myself and also with clients, is whenever we may get trapped in our logic, in our minds, whereby we reason ourselves out of our emotions, and this is especially so with moon signs, our moon in air signs. So if your moon is in Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, there is perhaps more of a tendency towards this, whereby we think ourselves out of feeling our emotions. We make stories, meanings out of our emotions, and it's like before we get a chance to feel the sadness, we logic ourselves as to why I shouldn't be feeling sadness, or why I shouldn't be mad or pissed off or jealous, etc., etc. So something that I've learned from the Lemurian conference that I was just at is to communicate to these. Well, we did it with each other, and it was the most healing practice I did with my friend Viv. But what I realized is that it's transferable to address the different parts of us. So, for example, if our main self wants to speak to the part of us that's angry or that's upset or that's feeling low or just of sorts, something that may support is learning of what this area of us wants to express, but not through words, but instead really through sounding, or through light language if you have that as a medium, or through gibberish. So speaking to these areas of us, but bypassing the language of words as we know it, would really support the process of understanding what's really going on at a psychic or at a soul level, because we're not using we're not jumping into the meaning making by using language to understand, because especially if these needs were formed before we learn to speak, there wouldn't necessarily be a knowing of how we can really understand the crux of what this part of us really what's going on for them, just because we haven't yet learned the words to express, especially if it first occurred before we learn to speak. So using words, using light language, using sound, and also using movement to express these areas of us. And when I've tried it, I realized just how much it how deep I can go with feeling into the emotions, and also how healing it can be to meet myself in this way, with the mind being kind of at the side and not necessarily being the main driver of the conversation. So I'm curious for you to try it and let me know how it goes.